we're gonna miss it.
Curious that I asked that question.
Terry has a habit of asking some type of deep foundational question, and it's like, wait a minute, record.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, where are you, Curtis?
I'm in New York right now.
Oh, okay.
Cold.
In New York, by the beach.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that's why I see the beach. That's why I was asking. Okay.
Yeah.
You're up and up
What's the
up
temp?
New York with a sunny day.
Yes, it's like 60 degrees out here.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me come out here instead of being inside.
Nice.
I never say that when it's 60 degrees. Florida, so
When it's 60 degrees here, we're in our shorts and our tank tops.
Oh, yeah.
oh
I
my
love it.
gosh! So you
Hey,
are the
Jonathan's in his shorts. How warm is it there, Jonathan?
I believe it's like 4, so around there.
4 Celsius. Okay, you
4
scared
Celsius.
me.
So it'd probably be around close to 40.
Oh, it's 6. It's 6.
So, okay, so you're at about 40.
Yeah.
I think Jonathan's in shorts.
Pink shorts at that.
Yes.
We were trying to color coordinate. Jonathan, are you showing people your booty?
You want to see my pink shorts?
Okay, smooth. He was supposed to put Smith and Bailey. He put Smooth and Bailey on there. So from now on, he's gonna be Mr. Smooth.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So you're rebooting your business. You are no longer the Love Alchemist. You're the Star Alchemist.
Yeah, because I had to really expand and help in different ways and more ways. And not just relationships, but just like energy clearing, Akashic records, mediumship, and yeah, writing and stuff like that. So I really was like, which one should I do? And I'm like, my team was like, do it all.
You have that kind of focus.
Yeah.
So what do you mean writing? Writing a book or
Writing poetry, books, creative writing. Because I love poetry. I love music.
oh.
So I dabble in that. I'm actually in the process of, because I recorded for the first time like a few months ago, well, a month ago. And I'm having something in the works in that field too.
All right. That would be nice to have some more conscious music, some more, tones and beats and things we can listen to and have fun. I swear. I think we said like the gospel hip hop is like the worst thing to me.
Oh,
like people look for that for positive hip hop or positive R&B, and like to me that's like the worst source because it's still talking about
yeah, they don't,
old life.
because they don't know how to put it. I don't know, because it's different. Because you see how like some people, like when they hear the sound or the music, it's like, oh, it's like something different. You can just feel it instead of saying, oh, this is conscious music and just hearing a bunch of stuff. It's like you got to put like a certain sound in it to make it like you can't I'm not, my music is not no conscious stuff. Like no, it's like something else. It's like timeless things. It's like spoken word or like make you
Okay.
think, or it just make you feel good. I don't know, it just touch your soul. It's like transformation. I love things that transform.
Well, if that's not conscious, I don't know what is.
I mean, because like, oh, this is conscious. I like to
Expand beyond that
like,
title.
yeah, like title, because it kind of puts you in the box and doesn't make you creative. It's like, dang, I gotta find something conscious instead of allowing whatever to come out and flow. And even if it sounds, because nothing is negative, everything is like transforming, putting your pain into something and getting it out, because that's someone's outlet to. That's better than out doing the things, put it in the music or put your pain into the music.
So it's kind of like you're bringing the form of that pain that and you're bringing this that aspect of the dissonance
Yeah,
of that frequency and that vibration, and then you're bringing in your words, right?
yeah,
Transition, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I got you, yeah.
It's instead of like, because you know some people they take their pain out on people or their relationships. Like, no, find another outlet instead of ignoring it and saying, "Oh, I'm fine" or "I'm this." No, you need to release it because it's going to haunt you.
Mhm. The constant dis-ease, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. So how did you get into like moving into that? Was there sort of an event that kind of brought you that way? Is it something that you've always felt, or have you been propelled more so since the last couple of years? What kind of brought you to where you are now?
Oh, well, at now, I I give credit to the relationships I had with people that taught me to use my words more consciously, to not just out like not to blame them or to throw my energy on them, and to actually find ways to have an outlet for myself. So even if these relationships actually kind of triggered me into finding my gifts. I'm like, oh, okay. Like one day I'll have like a dream or astral travel with someone, and they'll kind of show me that I can do that because sometimes I didn't know I can do that. So when I do have like certain connections, they showed me my gifts. So I'm like, oh, okay, I could do that. So let me kind of hone in on it and do it myself. That's what everyone is showing me. They showing me myself, and not to blame them. So I give credit to my relationships
Yeah.
and knowing
So
when
they
to
they
disconnect.
awaken those elements within you that have sort of been that were always there. It's just that you become more aware of them, right?
Yeah,
Mhm. The
they
remembrance.
they allow me to remember, and they help guide me, and I help guide them as well. So it's like together we're like activating each other, and then they taught me to really, when it's time to let go, to really let go, and to bring in new energies.
Yeah.
So that because a lot of people I was connected with, they would do music, they would do readings, they would do every little thing that I was interested in.
Mm.
So they was all showing me like my talents and how to do it and how to maneuver. Because I learned by watching people and then experience.
It
Oh, the
sounds like
dragon.
Yeah.
it sounds like you're in a really good place right now. Like you're at a place that you really have gratitude and appreciation for every experience, good and bad.
Oh
Or
yes.
good, I would say good, painful,
Yeah, painful.
painful,
Yeah.
and bliss all together. You
Yeah.
appreciate it all. So we don't want to say good and bad because it's
Yeah, the
more
dark,
just
like
pain. Yeah.
in those dark places that I've been triggered, I've been hurt, I've been there. And when I just stopped blaming other people, I'm like, that's when I kind of took my power back. I stopped blaming other people
Mm.
and stopped like being afraid to collab with people and work with people. That's a whole another thing.
So we had a conversation with Sal March, and he was talking about that's the trauma that cripples people. It slows people down from growing when you're afraid to experience pain. I think people are really confused about what this experience is supposed to be.
Yeah.
We do need, we're going to have pain, and we can't be afraid to experience our emotions to the fullest. This is what we're supposed to do here in this avatar, right? Is to experience this whole thing.
Yeah, we're not going to know what's next. And it's like when you cultivate the freedom within yourself, that's something like no one can take away from you. When you cultivate that freedom from within, and then just allowing the experiences just to come about, because everything is like putting your hand in the fire and not knowing that it burns, and be like, all right, it burns. I'm not going to do it again. So,
or maybe I'll see how much I can tolerate, because people still keep sticking their hand in there.
yeah.
How much
They
can I
become
tolerate?
numb. They become numb. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
It becomes the sort of thing where we build the relationship with our higher self that is always connected with the source energy, and the stronger that relationship becomes, then the more empowered we are, because we realize that nothing outside of us can break that bond that we have with that part of ourselves. And that's where our power comes from, is through ourselves, our connection.
Oh yes, especially when you feel it. And it's different when someone tells you it. Like you see all over the internet, like, oh, it's within. It was just, until you go within, because some people don't know how to do it.
Yeah, and the relationships that we have that bring us that awareness, those are really gifts, right? Because we get to feel based on somebody reflecting back to us what we can connect with.
Yeah.
So you said the full expression of yourself allows you freedom. I believe that's how you said it, but can you expand on that? Like, do you want to give people some examples maybe of like what you mean by this how to gain this freedom?
To gain this freedom, it takes work. It takes like giving yourself permission to actually be yourself, to like really accept yourself. And I had to like do the inner child work, but I had to like look at the pictures of my inner child and actually like see how I felt at that time, and to speak to my family members to see how they saw me at that time.
So not just going to them saying you hurt me, but actually going to the other side to be like, what was it that you saw in me at this time? Tell me what you saw.
Like,
wow.
How was around people, why I was so quiet to myself, and they told me like I was certain ways. I was always quiet, and I was like, I wonder why. And I was like, because I was going through traumas at that time, like with my father, with my mother wasn't there like that, because she passed away at a certain time, so she was only there when I was like 8, and then like at 8, she's like passed away like that. So I was like, I couldn't find that replacement. You cannot replace your mom.
So you're saying you felt trauma from your father, but not really. As a child, we're not thinking our parent is traumatized. I'm traumatized, and we're trying to have a relationship, but we're both hurting each other too. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's funny. I had a conversation with my mom about that, because I jerked away from her, and then we just ended up having a discussion about why I did not understand her relationship. When she says "I love you," when she says "I love you" to me, then I was explaining to her how hurt I was. And she said, but do you know when you were little, we kissed you and you wiped it off? And she started telling me certain things like that I wasn't, she was telling me how she felt rejected by me when I was a child, that her as the adult was actually the one that was hurt. And so it developed this space between us where when I got older, I was just holding everything against her, which I'm a child, but it was interesting to hear her perspective of being hurt by a child. A lot of people, I think they don't understand, children do really can really hurt you. Like, especially our teens. Like, my son will blow me off all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to hug you.
Yeah, because they don't understand at that time. They don't understand the emotions. They go through a lot. They going through like judgment here, judgment there, judgment at school. Like no one really accepts them. They gotta act a certain way to be accepted. So,
My God, I remember childhood. Childhood was explosive. Yeah, because to expose kids to 30 to 200 other people because you're going through the schoolyard, and it's like, God, it's amazing that we go through what we go through going to school. It's just insane.
yeah, I enjoyed it. Like looking back, I enjoyed it. I'm like, oh, I had fun. Even though like at that time I was like, yeah, there was like pressure here, pressure there, but it was like the overall was like it was fun for me.
You're probably a cool kid though.
Yeah, I was cool with the nerds, the not the popular people. I was cool with everyone. Like I was just cool with everyone. Everyone would just gravitate to it. Like, okay.
Yeah, you were exhibiting your signs as a star child, so.
Yeah. And I was quiet. I didn't have to be loud.
Yeah. So people come in.
Yeah, they come in and
so
like
because we're out talking about being school age, I remember a time where I used to cover my mouth when I laugh, and this girl, she stopped me. Because I used to get shamed at home about having a gap in my teeth.
Yeah.
Like, did you have any of those type of things where you maybe were body shamed at all, or some things you had to overcome with your self-esteem when you were in school, maybe, or? And I guess we're targeting this towards self-love and self-acceptance, and because of the Valentine's Day thing. But
I wanted it to be darker.
You wanted yourself to be darker.
Yeah, my skin color. I wanted it to be darker because I was always around that. I was like around that, and they would always call me. They would always mistake me like for Spanish or like think I know Spanish. maybe Spanish is in me, but I don't know Spanish. So I was in the community where there was like a lot of Spanish, and they was like coming up to me in Spanish. I'm like, no, I don't speak that. So it's like I wanted to be darker. For real, I was like, wanted to be dark.
Colorism is an issue.
Yeah, it's like because I don't know. I always saw like the darker is like better, stronger. I don't know. It's like I always put that on a pedestal.
Well, and maybe it's more than just subconscious, but I don't know about where you grew up, but where I grew up, they would have called you like a white boy. Yeah. Or like they keep saying like light skinned brothers is coming back in style, or
they used to call me light bright. They used to call me light bright.
Yeah, it seems like everything is a name. But even my sister was light skinned. She looks completely different to me, and she would tell me about issues that she had about being teased for being light skinned. But then here you got on the other aspect, people get teased because they're dark skinned or brown skinned. So. But then the person in the other skin doesn't realize the pain of the other person. It's just
it's like sometimes we want to be someone else and not ourselves.
Yeah. Like white girls might want tans. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or bigger lips and bigger butts. And I would say most like the white kids that I knew, it was hell for them if they had rosacea. If they had that acne.
Yeah.
Or if your parents don't buy you the right clothes, that's
I
thought about this as a black man, a young black student. If you don't have the right shoes, you are immediately gonna get beat down a Target,
like tees and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Jonathan, I wanted Jordans
in Canada.
I had it. They used to, my mom used to buy me like those old school lunch boxes.
Oh,
I love those.
I know, right?
For a boy.
Yeah, everybody didn't like. So I would just get it from grade. I think it was like grade 2. It started early.
Oh wow!
So therefore, I stopped eating. at school.
Oh,
So I
wow.
just leave my box in my my locker and my backpack, and that's what I would do. I maybe would take out, if I had some snacks, I would take that out and have that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't, because that was pretty over the top. And then there was the comparison with get into like grade 6 or so. Then it was like the projection of what black is, what I should
Yeah,
be.
you don't act black, you don't sound black.
Right. You don't
Yeah.
sound, you don't talk it, so you're not it, right? So, and I mean, there's probably only 5 or 6 black people in the school, right? So
Oh, God.
yeah,
Mm.
so and it's not coming from everybody, but there's those those popular kids that kind of were cool, but they poke and throw those stones, right?
What do you call those? Predators?
Yeah,
Super predators?
yeah.
But Kurt, yeah, so
Talk
wow.
about fights. I got a lot of fight to say though.
Oh. Oh.
Did you have to fight, Kurt?
No.
Okay, see, he was the cool. He was cool.
Yeah, I only had one incident. That was it. But I never had to fight or none of that.
Yeah,
It was like I seen it. It was around. That energy was around, but I never had a fight.
Wow.
But another body thing was like my height. I don't know. It was like I'm like 5'7", and I always wanted to be like I don't know taller.
So that means you're probably 5'6".
Yeah,
I noticed that guys say if they say 5'8", they're like 5'5".
5'7". No, I'm really like 5'7". I'm really like
Okay.
5'7".
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, wait, I'm not. I was getting taller even after high school. I was like, okay.
They were telling you, you're still growing, son. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't know, because I guess I was in sports. I was like playing basketball and stuff like that. So it was like that's why I was like wanting to be taller. Even though I was good at basketball, I still wanted to be tall. Like you play basketball, you want to be taller.
I feel you. I play
So
football. Same height. I'm 5'8".
oh yeah,
Yeah, really 5'8".
see,
But, yeah.
really 5'8". Yeah,
But same thing. It's like that was the projection. They're like, you would go
yeah,
if you were taller.
yeah.
But I played a big game for my size. They say you're gonna get beat. Your body's gonna end up breaking down. I'm like, well, I'm good.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to your dad. Did your dad express anything that he felt that you did, that you rejected him or anything like that, or that he, like, his perception of you, was it at all like surprising to you, the answers?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know his perspective. But I see his, like, I don't know, he treats me like like, oh, that's like my son, like a trophy. He's like a Leo. But like he well, it was a point where like he's like violent and he domestic violence and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of that growing up. So at one point I chose to not come over because I used to be over there like every other weekend because I would stay with my aunt.
Oh, yeah.
But I would go there the weekends and I'm like, I'm done. Like, siblings on my dad's side, there's like, I can't count. What I know of, like 4 I know of, but he got more. And my mom's side, I got 2 sisters, so I left that situation. I willingly I don't want to go over there.
Yeah.
So
you saw what Terry wrote in the chat. You must have saw Terry's question. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You up on it.
Yeah.
I have 11.
You have 11?
No. Altogether, I think it's 14.
Wow.
My mom has 11. My dad has a certain amount, and then they share 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could create the Jackson 5.
We could be the Jackson 5 and some cheerleaders on the side.
Yeah.
So all very different
Yeah,
All very
that's a
different.
relationship with him. It's like, I don't know.
So did you consider yourself as adopted since you stayed with your aunt?
Nah, they made me feel like family, but it still couldn't. It still never felt unconditional. Like my
There you
mom,
go.
it would never feel like that, no matter what.
Right. Well, it's a strange thing of feeling when someone can say, "You just like your mother. You're just like your daddy." You know, like
Yeah,
as an adopted person by an aunt, I can relate to that feeling of. I ended up telling my mom, "How am I supposed to feel like you love me? Because if you say basically, if you say my dad ain't shit, then how am I supposed to feel?
yeah,
That's my dad,
yeah,
right? So if he ain't shit,
yeah,
I ain't shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
so people
yeah,
don't realize the trauma when they think they're just criticizing the parent, but you're also
mm,
criticizing the child as well. Because
yeah,
I am the product of two people that you don't like or
yeah,
that you feel are irresponsible. So you pretty much put that on me. Yeah.
yeah. Subconsciously, yeah, because you start picking up behaviors of them unconsciously, like so.
Yeah. Or feeling unwanted because you're someone's burden now because these other two people weren't responsible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you gotta like, and that's when you're like, oh, you gotta do it on your own, and
Yeah.
can't trust people.
Find a balance.
Boy, waiting to exhale. I think that's when you know. So like me, I'm at the state where I have a son, so it's like someone
Yeah.
loves me. He's mine. I try to explain to my mom too. Like you're gonna whatever you think, my feelings or connection with my son will never be the same as yours because he's actually mine.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
actually give him love and say, now instead of saying it, he's just like so and so, I'm saying he reminds me of me. I know
yeah,
what he's thinking because I know what I was thinking.
yeah.
So cool.
It's a beautiful thing, and that's where when we said where you get the freedom from is like you get the freedom from not relying on the outside things.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, they gotta love me or they gotta like give me things.
Right.
And the freedom is not being afraid to share yourself, like trusting people and trusting your decisions.
I trust
That's where the
myself.
freedom. Yeah, trusting yourself.
I
Because when we
gotta
go
remember
through,
what lesson that was, and I was remembering that. Like, I trust myself.
even when you make these decisions that go, that teach you lessons, you still gotta trust yourself.
Right.
You thought you chose wrong, but it's like, nah, this was like more of a lesson that you gotta see.
I was told to do this exercise too in the morning to fix my water. Fix my water and have a sweet drink and to splash the water on my face. Like, so every time that I was, and every time that I was doubting myself or having fear creep up, that I would splash myself with this water and say, it's okay. I trust myself. Be quiet. Like, so talking to my inner child, like,
Yeah.
but then I would drink this sweet drink to like give myself the affirmation or the positive,
Sure.
I forget it.
Yeah, reassurance. That's
the
that's
positive
reassuring yourself.
reassurance. Like,
You're
ooh, sweet
reassuring
drink.
yourself.
No, it's good. You can go back. Like kind of telling my inner child, like, you can relax. You don't have to jump up and make a scene and be in fear, but just relax. That was a really good exercise that was taught. So
Yeah, that's like that's similar to like tapping. That tapping. So that's like another form of that because you're doing something to remind yourself.
or these are like your top tier advice for self-love and self-recognition, and do you have
My top one for the self-love thing, to really go in the darkness, to go like to the things that make you really uncomfortable. that's where you, like, where you're really gonna unconditionally love yourself.
Can
Where
you
you actually
expand?
go there. Yeah, like if you're afraid of something or you know that something triggers you, you're gonna like actually sit down and examine why it triggers you and kind of parent yourself. Like, why is this? And how can I fix this? How can I fix this? And not just waiting for it and just going towards it. I think that's like the deepest self-love you could do. Like, why does this keep coming up? Why these emotions keep coming up? Allowing yourself to cry, allowing yourself to be by yourself.
Are most people even that aware? Because when you say the word triggered,
Are there triggers?
triggered seems to me like a thing that happens when you're not aware.
No,
You
you
know
could
what
be
I'm
aware.
saying? Because
You
you're
could be
caught
aware
off
of your
guard,
triggers.
so you
Or
trigger.
you could be like, well, for trigger for me is like if I see something or sense something or smell something and like my heart jump and I feel emotional, but I'm not reacting to it, that's a trigger for me. Like, oh, I kind of like not threw me off, but it like kind of surprised me. I'm like, I wonder why I felt that way towards that. That's a trick. Like,
So basically, when you feel that uncomfortable emotion, ask yourself the
yeah,
question, why? Because I
yeah,
think a lot of people are in the feeling, but they're not necessarily examining the feeling.
why? Like, why? Where is this stemming from?
Mhm.
Because you could like, because the broad thing of self love is like take yourself out to eat, take care of yourself. Um, write these affirmations. But then that's like a broad thing. That's like the starter kit until you start.
Band-aid, so to speak,
Yeah,
a
the
band-aid,
band-aids for things.
but the
Yeah.
cut is still open,
Yeah, the
and you
cut is
got the
still open.
band-aid. Yeah.
Yeah. Because one thing we gotta know, we're never going to heal everything. We're not going to heal everything this lifetime. You can't heal everything because things come from past lives. Things come from family. Things come from so many places where it's gonna exhaust you by like trying to fix yourself before getting into a relationship or doing anything. Oh, I'm not ready to put myself out there yet. What? I mean, when is it? Like, what are you actively doing to like
That sounds
bring
like it
yourself?
should trigger a huge level of relief for a person to know that
Yeah,
you're not gonna do it all now. So okay, so let me pat myself on the back. It's okay. That means I don't have to be perfect. So you have
you don't
permission
have to be.
to not
Yeah,
be perfect.
yeah. Because if you look, because I pay attention, because you see people out there living their life unconsciously, but they actually enjoying themselves sometimes.
Yes.
They actually having fun instead of like I know when we become aware, we become super hyper awareness
Hyper awareness.
where everything is out to get you, where you can't even do anything, and you're not even living. And I'm like, the heck is going on here? I'm like, and this is where the freedom come in. You just locked yourself into another cage. Like you're worried about everyone doing this, doing that, what's going on here, there, but you're just putting yourself like in a scared box. Like you still have fear.
Now, see that sounds to me like when people build this, they're starting to build a new religion.
Yeah.
So you just came out of being in a religion, and now you've turned spirituality into this new religion with all these rules that say, oh, if you do this, you're not spiritual. If you drink a soda, you're not spiritual. If you eat meat, you're not spiritual. And now you've locked yourself, but now you're the most judgmental person because now you're critical of yourself and you're critical of others, and you can't forgive yourself and you still can't forgive others. So you're like back in this whole other closet.
Yeah. That's why you gotta study yourself. You gotta know your design. Cause I eat based on my design on my your blood type.
Okay.
On my DNA, my blood type, what I need to do things, and
I
sometimes
like
I eat
that.
meat. Yeah, sometimes I eat meat and sometimes I don't. It
Yeah.
depends on what I need to do.
Right. I've read that book, Eat Right for Your Blood Type, a long time ago. Is that
Yeah.
what you're referencing, or
Yeah, that and your human design,
Mm.
because we all like design differently
Mm-hmm.
to do different things, and everyone doesn't have the same energy. So we can't call people lazy just because they don't have the energy to do certain things, because everyone's not built the same. See, everyone try to be built the same, but I don't know, and still like preach being unique. But once you be unique, they call you crazy or they call you whatever. They have a label for you. Like
It's funny.
like a man not supposed to be this way, a woman not supposed to be. Get that nonsense out of here. Like, yeah.
I saw this show once, and the guy, he was raised as a Moonie, and then he went
Mhm.
through the airport and he met the Krishnas, and he was like, "Hey, I'm a Hare Krishna." And then he met some people who were doing multi-level marketing. He was like, "Hey, I'm an agent for such and such." And it was like, because once you have learned cult behavior, you just
Mhm.
kind of move from one cult to another. And I see, especially even what you're just saying, it's like people are turning spirituality into this overly defined thing of what everybody is supposed to do. So I just remember in 2020 when it was like, don't take vaccines, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then other people were saying take vaccines or you're not in the group. Like everybody's
Yeah.
trying to kick everybody out of the group.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like, no, you can't be in the group. And I
Because you
have
do
to find,
this.
yeah, because you do this, you're out of
Because
the
you
group.
did. Because I always say do what's the best for you. Like, and this is where, like the spiritual love to preach the unconditional love, the unconditional acceptance, but they're not. They're really
Right.
judging people. They're really not accepting you. Because I don't care if you took the vaccine or not. That does not affect me. Like I'm not going to judge you based on if you did or you didn't. Because that's what's best for you. You might think you have to or you don't, and I'm not going to be
Right.
like,
I try to tell people too that people like there's people on both sides of every argument
come on, yeah,
can have good intentions on both
yeah,
sides.
yeah. Because I mean, if you look, that's why you got to look from above and kind of take some emotions out of it, because everyone's in their feelings and emotions too much, where they just arguing and trying to be right. I think everyone's trying to be right.
Everybody's but for me to be
Everyone,
right, you got to be wrong.
yeah, like we
Well,
both
and that
can't be right,
happens. That
We
happens
can't
so
both
much.
be right.
but we
And
can
that's
be
where the
right.
judgment comes in. Oh, you're not a vegetarian. Oh, you had a vax. Oh, this, oh, that. It's like we want to, because we made a choice, we want our choice to be the right choice,
Yeah,
right?
Maybe we learned that when we were in sixth grade and deciding who was going to play basketball,
yeah,
who was going to be on the dodgeball team.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
who's going to be the last one chosen?
Mind up on the wall in the gym,
Yeah,
picking
yeah,
teams. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. There's a lot of kid behavior, and I think we're
yeah.
hitting this because it's kind of like a revelation. This conversation is like going through some revelations.
Hmm.
As,
That's
as
like
we're
taking a
doing it.
test.
Yeah.
Even when you get graded, like these people in the honor roll, they get special privileges.
Oh, that's the
But
training.
like
That's the
they get special
training.
privileges. Yeah,
And I think, you know
Oh,
what?
wow.
We 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 developed our feelings and emotions when we were children. And even as adults, that's our default setting is
yeah,
how did I feel when I was a kid? And you can see it when people are talking, especially if it's an emotionally charged conversation. You can stop back and look at it and say, they're acting like kids. It's because that's where their subconscious will take them back to that time, because that's when it all develops. And so we don't always understand at a child, but that's where it develops from. And we carry that through our whole life. So that's why that whole inner child is so important to work with, because that set the tone for who we are now.
This reminds me of the third wave experiment that they did in the school.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they did an experiment, and it was modeling after Nazi Germany. It's like we can't escape this behavior of, if you get special credit, you get the benefit, you're special, you're better. And so now you're constantly in search of being a part of the elite class.
Yeah.
Where you're elite and everyone else is garbage. So either you play sports and you're special, you cheerleading and you're special, get all A's and you're special. Something to like, it's so funny because people use certain things to make us inclusive, and these things are actually making us, it's causing us to actually exclude and go against the law of one by trying to be in these type of circles.
Yeah. Because we're all one, but we all like have like special gifts, makes us unique. Even though we're one, we still our separate uniqueness, where there's no competition.
Yeah. Would you say like this, or what is the, if you could say that there was one purpose for our lives in this lifetime, what would you say is the most significant purpose or significant thing that we should accomplish or can work on in this lifetime?
Get whatever is within you out. Like, express yourself.
Full expression.
Full expression. And not worrying about the judgment of others. Like, even saying it to the parent, saying it to your loved one, saying, you hurt me, or you did this to me. Because some people are scared to even act. To not hold your tongue back. To like save others. Knowing it hurt you.
Right.
Knowing like no, shut up. Go to the side. No, express yourself. Like in art, music, speaking, any form you need to. At work, at job, like if something's bothering you, don't be like, I gotta be quiet to keep the job, or like there's another way, there's another form to say what you gotta say without disrespecting other people.
Right. Without disrespecting.
Yeah, without disrespecting. Because I feel like everyone soul needs to like feel that freedom of like, dang, I can do anything I want.
Right.
But they hold back.
Pulling out all these affirmations, like it's safe to be me.
Yeah.
It's safe to express myself. It's okay to have boundaries. I'm just like, all these affirmations, like
it's okay. It's okay to live the way you want to live. If you want to go live in the forest, go ahead. If you want to go live in Times Square, go ahead. Like there's no right answer for your life. Only you have the answer for your life. Only you have the answer.
The only limitations we have are what we put on ourselves.
Yeah.
So would you say it is, I know what we're saying, but so it makes me think, I know that people are all the time seeking the approval of others. How do you stop that? How do you stop, how I'm saying, you know what, I need to stop waiting for someone to approve of my actions. Because a lot of times we tell people stuff that, ideas and express things, and then they don't approve, and then we feel all crushed, but we didn't have to tell them Or I don't know how you would say, what would be the answer to that? How do we stop trying to seek the approval of others?
How to stop?
Because you want to express yourself, right? And you'd like for people to be happy for you, but maybe, I don't know what the answer is, but I'll leave that.
How to stop the approval?
Because somehow we are constantly seeking their approval. We need the letter A.
We unconscious. Yeah, we unconsciously do it. I do it. I do it like time to time, but I know it's a different feeling when you seek the approval for yourself. Like you see it within yourself, like you don't need the approval.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, to stop seeking the approval is kind of watch how you operate on social media. Take like a fast off of social media. If you're like constantly on it, constantly posting, constantly like seeking, because like social media can instant approval of us. So if we kind of limit, if you like take a vacation from that and pull away from everything and just isolate yourself and just sit with yourself and see how you feel, that's the start. That's the start. That's the beginning. Then you can do the journaling. Then you can listen to music or movies or you could do even creative writing. Going outside, going out in nature, kind of like, getting in tune with your spirit team.
That's true. You could be looking for answers from your team, from your guide.
Because they're gonna help you. They're gonna give you guidance and answers if you pay attention. If you don't second guess yourself. And I think the approval comes from not trusting ourselves fully.
So that goes back to saying,
like, is it okay to do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one thing,
and you know what? And you know what it is?
Uh-huh.
Being okay with mistakes that you do. That's where the you won't seek approval when you just do something out the box and you just don't care if it's you don't care if it works or not. It's like you're not doing it for money, you're not doing it for likes, you're doing it from the heart, you're doing it from the soul. And sometimes you gotta be stubborn with those things because other people may persuade you the other way, they won't understand.
See, now that would make me think all the way back to when you're 16, 17, and 18, when you're establishing your freedom. Yeah. And some people, I'm glad I moved away from my hometown, so I was able to find freedom in that way that allowed me to remove myself from my parents' approval. Yeah. Because that's the strongest thing right there. I wanted to go to the army and they were like, no, you're gonna die. And I was like, but I want to go. And I was so used to letting them pull everything that I wanted to do, pull it down and stop me. And so then those are the hardest because you're trained by them, but then there's that time when you kind of gotta get out there onto your own. Yeah. And leave the nest. You gotta leave the nest. Oh gosh.
You gotta leave it. What was that question? Someone said, how do you develop a relationship with your, I guess, spirit team?
Star aspects, yeah.
Oh, with your star aspects?
Yeah, like your soul family, like you said.
Yeah.
Ooh. Your spirit team?
Yeah.
Star aspects.
How did you do it?
Oh, I did it through my dreams. Like they was coming through me through my dreams and they was speaking to me through that. And I would just write it down, I would remember, and they would show me what I needed to do. So that's how they connected with me in the beginning. And then I started hearing them. And then I guess when I was like, they said fast, and I just was doing the fasting, and then then I can hear them even more. So it's like they'll talk to you in different ways. They even talk to you through people. Like if you're not listening or you can't hear them, they'll bring other people and they'll speak through them.
It's going to be a
So
different
it's like,
sound than what it is not going to sound like pessimism. It's not going to sound
no,
like doubt and worry when when the oracles come through.
yeah,
It's not going to sound like jibber jabber,
no,
and it's not going to put you in a state of fear or anger or worry. So just
no.
because you said other people, because we were like getting away from other people, but
But other people will,
yeah,
like, they will come through other people. I mean, I mean, I've seen some scary things. I was like, oh, like within the dreams, like they show you. I'm like, okay, like it just, it's not, it's just scary. It's just like my reaction to it. So see, we judging things on our own feelings. Like, oh, that's scary. Like someone's afraid of spiders. Oh, that's scary to them, but someone else is not.
right,
Sometimes we have our own, fears and
right.
stuff like that. But
So
connecting,
it sounds like
see,
fear is the lack of knowledge or understanding of a thing. That lack of knowledge and understanding of the thing is what creates the fear. Seems like.
no, it's
Because if I
actually
know these spiders aren't poisonous, and I know that daddy long legs, all they want is, to stay in the drain, then I'm not afraid of because I know what that.
no, it's a deeper process because sometimes it's from a past life where
Yeah.
it's so ingrained in your DNA, like a past life, you probably got bit or had even
Right.
trauma from there, and then now it's here, and you don't even know why. So that's
Right.
why, like, I would definitely suggest like hypnotherapy and stuff like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's when you get to like really unpack a lot of stuff. Not all at once, but in increments.
So how long have you been doing that? Or we're doing that?
Oh, I only did that hypnotherapy once. I did like a past life regression on. I had it done on myself. Like someone did it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if you saw that. I was like a woman in the past life, and my father came up in there. I was like, oh, he killed me in that life. I was like, oh, and that was like that relationship at that time. I was like, oh, so now it's like I'm the son, he's the father. So it's like when we kind of see other people, we met them before in so many other lives. We just got to understand the dynamic with them. Because we come with soul contracts and stuff like that.
So how is the journey in finding that balance with your father in this life now?
Oh, and it's like,
Or have you?
I don't,
Or have you?
I put that to rest, and I don't like speak something like that. I just don't put no blame on him. Like, oh, people blame him. Nah, I don't. I kind of like it was more of a great thing for me that happened because it took me on another path instead of, I guess, being there. So it kind of showed me that even though it looks bad, it was for a reason. So I took it as, oh, it happened for a reason, and I could forgive what he did, and I should not blame him or even not being here.
And I think sometimes people think they're going to be some wrap up of the loose ends, and there's going to be a beautiful, nice bow at the end, but it doesn't have to be, because your lesson was, I don't blame you. I forgive you. I can function in my life and I move on. And guess what? That person doesn't even have to change, and they still have my love, my forgiveness. But I'm okay.
Yeah, like I don't look for like, oh, we gotta call and we gotta do things because it's like my soul don't urge that. My inner child don't even urge that because I just don't need that. It's like just close the chapter and like boom.
I forgive you for not being what I needed you to be. I think it's a book where this woman says that I forgive you for not being what I needed you to be.
Yeah.
Or wanted you to be. Forgive me for what I,
Yeah. And I'm not going to say that, and I ain't going to say that, things are not going to come up like emotions, and because things will pop up that we forgot about, that I forgot about at a certain time. I'm like, oh, dang, this memory, or this, like, my memory works through smell too. Because it was like yesterday, I smelled a scent that took me back to my father time. And it used to trigger me, but it didn't trigger me this time. It was like, oh, I remember this when I was around my dad. Before, I'd be like, oh, dang, I was with my dad. Like, now I was like, oh, okay. I understand it now. It's like, I'm not beating myself up. I'm not beating myself for it.
So we know in the future you're coming towards some music and some poetry and some book. Have you published any of the poetry? Or are you still working on the book? Or
I'm still working on the poetry because it's going to be. I'm working with other people, so I'm working with them on their projects. And then I'm gonna work on my own project. So it's gonna come out like
a little bit of collaboration. Yeah.
Yeah, a little collaboration. That's what I had to learn to do. Collaborate with people and allow people to help me. I don't gotta do it on my own. That's what I learned. So yeah, and I'm gonna have my own podcast. Well, I have it now, but I'm going to have it like this, like video record.
Yeah. Crank it back up again, because we need you back doing your work.
Yeah,
what did you do during your hiatus?
I'm working on myself.
Okay.
Unpacking my emotions. Yeah, unpacking. Like, I was working on myself to get myself ready, prepared mentally.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't doing no work on people, no sessions. I was like, I just shut everything down. Like, sometimes you got to like pull back and
I can relate, because I think that I might have got started back in August, but yeah, the previous year, like, we all were working together and had lots of plans and retreat things, ideas, and then it was like, okay, let's relax.
Yeah.
So this is great. So it's the new and improved Star Alchemist.
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star Alchemist. It's a new improved.
Well, thank you for taking us to the beach.
You're welcome.
I'm loving it. We got to be at the beach. We got to see a dragon in the sky.
Yeah, I've seen it. I was like,
yeah, this one looks like a flying. What does that look like, Terry? Do you see that? Like right here.
I see it. I was looking at that too. It's flying.
It's almost like
a dragonfly.
It almost looks like a cross between that and a dolphin almost. Or a fairy almost. Like, I could see a dolphin, or I don't know. It could be a few things right there, but it could even be a dragon right there. Yeah.
I see it like a dragonfly.
A
flying dragon.
Yeah.
See the dragonfly too.
So your services that you're going to be providing this year, what do you really, if people want to reach out and call you?
They can reach out to my Twitter and my Instagram, because I'm on Facebook, but I'm shying away from that. And my YouTube, the Star Alchemist, I put that. And my Twitter is Dr. Star Alchemist, helping people. And my Instagram is I am Kurt Captain. Those are the things. And my services is actually I help people activate their gifts.
Oh, now you activate.
That's like my main, yeah. Because I want them to, like, I don't know, be great. I want to share the wealth, like share my talents. Like, I'm about purpose and stuff like that. So I want them to activate their gifts. and like know what their purpose is and how to go in the right direction. That's like my total overall message, like purpose.
Hopefully this is okay to say this, but I don't know. I just see you as a compassionate father type figure that you know, I know a lot of males work with a lot of females, and that's cool, but where men can find support and love in one another, because it doesn't seem as men have as many places to find love and compassion outside of relationships. But in a brotherly or way, where I see men like you and Jonathan that give out, that can give that, you're comfortable with your divine masculine enough that you can actually coach, love, and nurture other men. I really feel like men need that space, because women have gotten into the space of you go girl, you got this, and like we kind of got this. We're like we giving each other hugs, and it's okay for us to cry. And so where men can find this space where, am I okay being vulnerable? And not being judged. And a lot of people don't know what that is, even in spiritual groups, what it is to be in a safe space where I can be vulnerable and not be judged or criticized.
You don't gotta be this like, oh, I'm this God, I'm this her rule, and so that's like a mask they put on again. Yeah, they put this facade like they all hard or like they all this mighty. It's okay to like be down and need help, and to speak to someone.
Yeah, you don't have, I see this one fella, I'm like, he at the gym, like, what's up, bro? And then you herking out with all, you gotta show everybody all your tattoos, and you Mr. Huff and Puff, and it's like, okay, dude, just calm down. What we doing here?
In the dark is like they can't, because like some people are around a lot of people to not face themselves.
Yeah.
Like they need to be around someone, they need to talk to someone because they ignoring themselves.
90% of people are like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they can't sit with themselves. Like they can't even sit with their own thoughts. Cause
or I see him with the hot chocolate with the nipples out, and I'm like, dude, I don't need nipples. Just read my tarot. I don't need your nipples. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking around at people. I've seen some girls that are like reading tarot in their panties and shit. And I'm like, what's going on?
That's the OnlyFans. I don't know. I don't have no judgment. They cool. All right, go ahead.
I mean, that's where they are on that journey.
Yeah.
They'll hit a moment.
Yeah, but and it's what kind of attention do you need? What kind of attention are you seeking?
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. That's why I say they beat themselves. Oh my God.
Yeah. Creating a prison for yourself. Yeah. Well, I appreciate all your time, but I just see you as one of those men that can actually be a mirror and help other men. You can activate, you can support, and I appreciate that, because it's really not many people that I look at and I can be comfortable and relaxed and say that. Because sometimes
a lot of people, like a lot of my I call like friendships, even relationships, like a lot of my connections, a lot of people are safe with me because I hold space for them.
Even this is like a session we just had. Like,
it's like a session.
I don't walk through some issues myself. I'm like, damn, I understand that. I love it.
That's why I do my sessions. I don't plan out. Like I pick up intuition and I see how I can help the person, like in any way possible. So that's why I didn't stick with the love, because like that's only one part. Let's go deeper.
Integrated healing, you all.
Integrating.
Integrated. Bubbly, delicious. So I don't know if if you had some final words, you want to give your shout outs or final words or.
Well, I did my final words.
Okay.
I did it. I think I said everything.
Okay. He is like, I'm right here, right now. What's up, Jonathan? Any words?
It was a pleasure, listening to your story and your skills and how far and long you've come, and I would definitely could feel to do some sort of collaboration through your sound or meditations, etc.
You have shaman training and sound healing, Jonathan, or
pardon?
You have sound healing shaman or what?
Well, I went to a school in Toronto for sound therapy, and I integrated with shamanic. I was going to be a shamanic practitioner, and then my guides and everything had a different concept, and so I evolved it with the axiotonal alignment, and which is connecting the body, the mind, spirit to the axiotonal lines and the ley lines.
That's powerful.
Yeah, and really working on the affirmations and the words and exactly what you're saying. So it's like real foundations coming along there, Erica and Kurt, and Terry. Everything is weaving nicely.
Yeah, there's another fella I'd like you to meet too really soon named Jamal. And when they talk about 440 and 808 and I'm like, okay, we working on some music, some love is in the air and some energy. And I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going.
432.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make sure that you guys find each other on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Terry, did you have any words?
No, it's just been delightful to hear your journey, and it's so inspiring for all of us, as we are opening up to more of who we are, and having you as a guide helps us all to see that we can become more of who we're meant to be. So thank you for sharing all of your wisdom that you've gained.
So look for him, y'all. And this is Women in the Stars. And I appreciate you. Remember the links below. We got our Telegram groups. We got our services below. If you want to know more about our energetic work, all of us as practitioners, just check us out. Remember, if you know somebody who needed to hear that. And you might want to put a bug in their ear and be like, girl, you don't have to even say it out loud. You can just send them the video, and, share it, like it, subscribe it, and we will see you next time.
Much love.
Thank you.